What's going on, traders? Zach here from the Trading Network. Hope you guys are doing well. It is Wednesday, December 30th, and I've got another daily market profile recap for you. So let us dive into the key levels for today, starting off with 37.47.75, which was the overnight high from the December 29th extended trading hour session. Next level I was looking at was 37.38, which was the overnight high from the most recent extended trading hour session. Next level was 37.32.25, which was the range high from the December 28th regular trading hour session. And last but not least, I was looking at 37.16.50, which was the overnight low from last night's overnight session. Again, not a ton of news events other than that stimulus news hovering in the background here. If we go over to the economic calendar, you can see we don't really have any high impact events until these OPEC JMMC meetings on Monday, January 4th. So just keep that in mind, not a ton going on. With that said, let's dive into the summary. So overnight inventory was slightly imbalanced to the upside once again, which means that the majority of the price action was above settlement price from yesterday. We were looking to open within range and value in regards to the previous session, which means that we were opening within the range and the value area from yesterday's regular trading hour session, and B, it means that we were more likely to have ranging or bracketing price action develop instead of trending or directional conviction. This morning, I was looking for a price to hold above the overnight point of control at 37.3275 for upside directional conviction to continue, just like yesterday's profile structure once again. If price could hold above that level and use it as support, I was going to be looking to take long scalps towards yesterday's range high and higher. And if we could not hold that overnight POC level as support, I would be looking for a rotation back down to that 37.1450 level and lower. So let's dive into the profile a little bit here. You can see that we had a pretty small range. We had half the size of yesterday's range today, and we did indeed have ranging price action. So moving into the scenarios, you can see, just to reiterate what I mentioned earlier, upon open I was looking to see if we could get acceptance above that overnight POC at 32.75. That was this level right here that you guys see, this pink level in the profile. That's 32.75, 37.32.75 to be precise. And if we could hold above that level, I was going to be looking for a move back up to that prior range high at 37.46, this level up here. If we could not hold this 37.32 level as support, I was going to be looking for a move back down to ultimately this 37.14 level and lower. But keeping in mind that this week is a short week, holiday week with less volume, we really didn't get the expansion or the size range that we might normally get on a profile type or a structure like this. So moving down into the target summary, you can see that my thought process was if ES could move and hold above 37.32.75, we were going to see 38.25, 44.25, which was the overnight POC, 49.50, which actually was I believe it was R3 on the Fibonacci pivots, and 62, which was the third upper deviation of VWAP on my VWAP deviations, which is part of our proprietary indicator package. So as far as downside targets, again, we were looking for that 37.32.75 level to hold as resistance. We got pretty close. We got within 4 points of that as the high of the day. So if this level held as resistance, my downside targets were 37.27. That was number one, which was the point of control from the December 28th regular trading hour session. Next downside target was 37.23. I like this level because this was yesterday's POC. We also had confluence with the initial balance low. You can see right here this green level. That is the opening 1 hour range low. And then we had a value area low from that 28th session as well at 24.50. So a lot of good confluence in that area. Next lower level was 37.20. That was actually the second lower deviation of VWAP. Going over to my regular chart here, I'll zoom in. You can see this right here, 37.20, right there, right in this area. That's second deviation. And the second to last downside target I was looking at was yesterday's low. So we'll go back to the profile here. You can see that 1450 level. That was yesterday's low. We didn't quite get down there. We had a, again, pretty tight range today. And then last but not least, last downside target, which we again did not reach, was 37.09. So super tight range today. I barely traded myself. I keep it light on these weeks, just because the volume's light. So I don't really want to have too much risk on in the market. Now, with that said, you can see that I have some of these levels marked. And if we go back to regular chart here, let's see if I can enlarge this. There we go. You can see that. I'll toggle some indicators. You can see that we get just a really fantastic reaction. Let me do one thing real quick. All right, let me get some more room for that. Excellent. So just check out how nicely price is reacting to these profile levels. It's very, very orderly, and you guys can see even if you trade just price action, don't use a lot of indicators, that's fine. Market profile levels, they do the trick. Really don't need to use a ton. I do use a lot of extra tools because my goal with these tools is to eliminate the guesswork, and these tools do a very good job of that. When I see my oscillators telling me that momentum is shifting to the upside when price is at a VWAP deviation or VWAP itself, something like that, you can see curling crossing down right at this resistance level. Pretty clear indication. There's not a lot of guesswork. I don't have to spend a lot of time thinking. I just get in the trade. Easy risk management. Put a stop loss above the opening range mid, something like that, which is what this level is here. Prior high, something like that. And this is a good example. Again, I like to drive this home because this is how I have an edge on the market. I use all of these tools together. Again, you guys have probably seen me draw divergence at a VWAP deviation about 100 times by now, but it's for good reason. It works. So keep an eye out. Plot these profile levels. If you see confluence with VWAP deviations, if you have our indicator package, or even some of your tools that you're using, if you see my levels lining up with your levels or your indicators, that's again not a coincidence. It's for good reason, and it's likely because that's a major area of interest, and there's very likely going to be some trade opportunity there for you. So keep that in mind, and make sure that you guys are using the profile to its full potential. The levels are one thing, and if you guys have gotten any deeper than just plotting the levels, and what I mean by that is looking into different types of profile structures. When I say, just going back to the trade plan here, when I say that we are looking to open within range and value, that is giving us information. As soon as price opens within the prior range and value area, that lets me know that we are more likely to have a ranging day, A, and B, we're more likely to have the high of day or the low of day, one of the two, be a level from a recent previous profile. So knowing that, I can go back to the previous profiles and I can say, okay, one of these levels is very likely going to be our high of day or low of day or very close to it. And with that, we can also determine where or what our range is going to be. So I'm actually going to make a video that goes over how to calculate the current sessions range, or predict, if you will. I hate that word, to be honest, but it's accurate. You can predict the next sessions range or current sessions range. if you're experiencing a New York Open, you can basically take the measurement from the previous range. For instance, we have a 31 3/4 range here, and again, keep in mind that this is a holiday week, so it's a little different. But for instance, you can say that, okay, we are very likely to have one of these levels from yesterday's profile hold as high of day or low of day. You can see that the overnight profile, technically our high of day is within one tick of the overnight value area high right here. So it's actually, that's the volume value area high right there, and this is the TPO value area high. So we could say that the extreme, the high of day, was yesterday's value area, or the overnight sessions value area high. Now, knowing that, we are very likely to see a range similar to this profile in this session. Typically, one side will overlap. So you could say on a regular day with normal volume, this will play out very often. It's a very high probability play that when you see price open within the previous session's range and value, that we're going to be able to essentially take a measured move. If you guys are familiar with those measured moves on price action itself, flags, things like that, this is a really good way to do it. All right, so I don't want to go too far off onto a tangent here. Just kind of wanted to plant the seed for that range measurement video that I'm going to be releasing soon. With that said, let's go through the targets and recap real quick. So line in the sand was the overnight POC. Again, that's this pink area on the profile here. Zooming in, you can see right there, this is the POC, 37.3275. This is the overnight POC, to be precise. My thought process was if we could not hold that level as support, we were going to be visiting lower profile levels from recent sessions, which we did indeed. With that said, first downside target hit was 37.27. That was the point of control from the December 28th regular trading hour session. Second downside target hit was 37.23. That got hit in L period, I believe. Yep, 37.23.50 to be precise. That was the POC. The target was 23. Third downside target was actually 37.20. So to be fair, we got within 3 ticks of it. We didn't technically hit it. So, call it what you will. If I was, taking a break of 23.50 or shorting the break of 23.50 to be precise, targeting this area, I would probably be taking profit in this area. Just going over to a regular chart here. All right, so I've got my regular chart up here. Just as an example, if, for instance, you shorted the break of this POC here, this 2350 level that we have marked, targeting either this first lower deviation or settlement. That's why I have this area as a target, because there was basically a zone between 37.20, which was yesterday's settlement price, and 37.20.75. So if you shorted the break of this, I would definitely be taking profit in this area, especially once I noticed this divergence happening. So once you notice this, especially once you notice the divergence and then into a higher low, that would be a signal to take some profit, because if you shorted the break at 23, you're still up a couple points here and solid scalp. So that's how I would be managing that, just as another real world example there. And that was as close to the last downside target as we got. We got to 37.20.75. That was the low of day. So really only 2 downside targets hit. We didn't even hit the first upside target. Really small range. It happens, and that's usually why I sit out or tread really lightly during these holiday weeks. With that said, I don't want to take up too much more of you guys' time. I want to thank you guys for taking the time to watch these videos. If you enjoy this content, if you enjoy learning about market profile, how I use it to scalp the ES and NQ futures markets, please feel free to like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. Also, check out the links in the description down below where you can find access to our free Facebook group, again, where I release these trade plans every single day at New York Open, Monday through Friday. You can also check out our website from the links in the description down below, where you will find information on one-on-one mentorship with me. You can also get access to the Trading Network proprietary indicator package, which you've seen in this video. And you can also get information on joining our private Discord group, where myself and the Trading Network Pro team trade live every single day, Monday through Friday, again, starting at 9:30 a.m. Eastern. Last but not least, you can get information on the fundamentals of futures trading, which is our comprehensive futures trading course, which goes over 2 varying strategies for different market conditions. Thank you guys so much for being a part of the Trading Network, and I will see you guys in the next video.